Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn. I do videos on astrology and Feng Shui, and today we are talking about astrology. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button if you like videos like this, because it really helps out the channel. And if you don't know me, again, welcome to the channel. I am a professional astrologer. I've been doing astrology for a long time. I've written 16 books. I write a weekly sun signs column on sunsigns.com. I also write for horoscope.com and astrology.com. And in the description box below, there is a link to a PDF if you need a copy of your chart, which does include my email, where you can just send me your information and I will send you a copy of your chart. Okay, let's get started. Hey Capricorn natives, you guys are doing the eclipse in the 7th house, and this means a change in your relationships and your partnerships. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that if you have a significant other that there's problems there. This is all your relationships, because this is the house that brings in every new person that you meet. So business partnerships, close friends, acquaintances, all of those people are coming in through this house. And what it's saying is that eclipse is closing the door on some potential relationships and opening it up for others. Now, that could mean that you have recently shifted your thinking in a lot of ways. Maybe you are now working at home and not seeing as many people, and you're needing to think of ways to make connections. Or maybe over the past couple of months, you've gotten a new hobby, and this is introducing you online to many new people. So you are looking though at looking through your relationships in general and saying, is this beneficial? You know, they talk about how the 5 people that are closest to you really describe how much success and how much happiness you're going to have. And so looking at those people, maybe there's some of those people that just need to be pushed into the background a little bit so that you can find someone who really encourages you and supports you and helps you grow. Now, when we talk about your 7th house, most of the time, of course, we're talking about interpersonal relationships. However, this time it is making a direct aspect to that Saturn in the 2nd house. And so we have this very much tied to money and value. And so the first question is, are the people that you're hanging out with and the new people you're bringing into your life supporting your values? That's going to be very important going forward, because if they do, you're going to have an opportunity to get stronger, and that's wonderful. So, but also, are they bringing some sort of monetary opportunity or support for your business ideas and aspirations? Are they bringing that to you? Because that is talking about that Saturn. Now, this is an inconjunct, and inconjuncts feel uncomfortable. So this would be somebody coming into your life and giving you a push in a direction where you may have been feeling like you wanted to take it super slow. Now, the interesting thing about this aspect is because all the planets are 0 degrees, that means that as you're getting pushed in a direction, you are not going to know whether that is a good direction to go in. In fact, I would say, because this is an inconjunct, if you do feel good about the direction you're heading, you're probably not pushing yourself enough. That this says that you do need to be outside your comfort zone. You do need to be making adjustments. And this also says that you do need to be reaching out to these people and saying, can you help me with this? Or what's your advice about this? And actually listen to what they're saying, so that you don't just say, okay, well, I've already thought of that. You know, ask yourself, why does the universe keep repeating something to me that I think that I've gone over already? And look at it and see if there's some gem there that you've been missing. Now, when we look at the North Node placement, it has gone into your 612. So the South Node's sitting in the 12th house, that house of hidden talents, but also the things that we get addicted to, the things where when we get scared, we kind of retreat to. And then the North Node is in our 6th house of habits and daily routines, and that is to tell you to look at your routines, look at how you schedule yourself, look at your level of productivity, and ask yourself, is this the level I want to be? It's not necessary that you be, crazy productive all the time, but what is important is that you feel good with your level of productivity and that you feel good about how fast you are moving towards your goals. Now, this North Node in Gemini says, go collect some information on the different ways to do this. And over the next 18 months, you're going to transform how you take care of your physical body, how you do your work, and how you do your personal life. And so this could be a different way of doing your calendar, or embracing and really embodying this as a person who, say, exercises. You say to yourself, I'm a person who exercises, and therefore you do. And that way you schedule that at the top of your list without missing it. Now, this is being squared by that Mars in Pisces in the 3rd house, which means that you're going to need a square to that South Node and to the North Node, which indicates that people who are in your life are going to kind of be split down the middle. Half of them are going to say, wow, you are doing amazing. This is wonderful that you're going this direction. And the other half are going to say, what are you doing? You should just go and nap and watch movies and don't even bother with all of this stuff. They're going to say, oh, life is to be enjoyed. And so why bother with goals? So be cognizant that this is kind of a little bit of a test for you to say, are you really committed to what it is you want to accomplish? Or are you susceptible to this talk of others who are just pulling you back to maybe some habits that you weren't really loving about yourself? Now, this Mars in Pisces also does open up communication opportunities. That is, opportunities for knowledge, opportunities for wisdom. It's in Pisces. That means the universe is opening up your mind and pouring knowledge in if you will let it. And so that is that you happen to click on the right video, that you are drawn to the right book, and just trust yourself. If you are feeling really drawn to some information, go on, click on that, learn that information, but actually try it out and apply it to your life. This North Node in the 6th house is very practical, and so you want to focus on how can I apply what I'm learning. So Venus is retrograde in your 6th house and Mercury is retrograde in your 7th house. And so the Venus retrograde in your 6th house is indicating that some sort of work or things like that are coming back to more of a normal state, that you might be returning to the office, or that somebody that you like working with is returning. So that's very nice. And you're also returning to a place of enjoying getting into a routine. Maybe it was really great that you were out of your routine for a few months, but maybe you miss it now. And so now you're coming back to that. The Mercury retrograde in the 7th house is also quite interesting because it could bring a past relationship back to you. I think we talked about that already. It also is allowing you to make connections where you started to make a connection before. Maybe there were some direct messages back and forth, and then it just kind of fell by the wayside. But now you can go in and message that person again and reestablish the connection. And that's the best use for Mercury retrograde. Don't be so intimidated by Mercury retrograde as some people get, that they can't do anything. No, Mercury retrograde says, one, go back over what it is you've done and check it and see if it's what you really want. See if it needs to be redone, reimagined, anything like that. And the second thing is that you want to do whatever it is you want to repeat. So because Mercury goes retrograde 3 or 4 times a year, it will take you back to whatever you were doing on that previous retrograde. And so do things that you want to do over and over and over again. When it comes to your career, we are looking at that Venus retrograde in the 6th house. So like I already said, it looks like you are going back to a situation that you had before. If you are looking for a new job, there could be a few delays while Venus is retrograde. Just be patient. Keep sending out your resume, but most importantly, activate that 7th house by reaching out to people on LinkedIn and through Facebook, and especially people you used to work with, and see what they're doing in their new jobs, and maybe there's some opening there. When it comes to your home life, you seem a little more stir crazy than some of the other signs, and so perhaps you're getting out some more that's perhaps going near bodies of water or into nature, but it's still a really good idea because it's ruled by that Mars in Pisces and you have Chiron there to practice social distancing, to stay healthy and safe by, following all of the protocols that they're all talking about now. This also does say that there is more contact with siblings, cousins, and extended family right now. This still could be through video conferencing because the Mars is in the third house, but you may be also bringing people into the home. When we look at your finances, we have Saturn that is making that inconjunct to the eclipse, and so we have extraordinary opportunities right now. It is an inconjunct, so it is outside your comfort zone. It is really doing something different than even perhaps you want to do. And so it is looking around and looking at the advice that people who are really respected in their field or people that you personally respect have been giving you for a while, and now looking at how you can implement that in your life. It also does say look for new sources of income, because if you have a single source of income, that's a little too risky. This Saturn here that is one retrograde and making an aspect to other planets, it is requesting you to go find other sources of income. Additionally, this house is pulling money from your fifth house, and that is about creativity and doing some calculated risk taking. It is also about maybe pulling in a partner and doing this with them. So look at anything that's a creative business, anything where you're a business leader, any of those things could do very well. When we look at your money derived from other people, what we have is it is ruled by that eclipse, and that says that there are connections with others that are perhaps they've helped you in the past, and maybe now you want to not get help in that direction anymore. Maybe you want to go a more independent route. But this also says that people are reaching out and wanting to help you, and so maybe it is time for you to accept help. Maybe you've always been overly independent. This also says that most of the money and investment income and even business income comes through direct contact with other people. In other words, the more people you talk to, the more money you make. And so that is new people as well as people that you already know. Now, that doesn't mean talking to the one person for the extended period of time. That is a variety of people. So when it comes to your money derived from career, it's interesting because it is ruled by that Pluto, which is in your sign, which means it's within your power to make that money. It is also ruled by that Mars in Pisces in the third house. So of course, if you're in transportation, communication, teaching, writing, any of those sort of professions, you should find it pretty easy to be making money. Also, of course, in sales, but the Mars is in Pisces. That means there's a spiritual component here. So if you are looking for money derived from career, that is, light a candle, do prayer, affirmation, and things like that. That sets the path, and then the universe opens up and finds you a source of income. When we look at windfalls or gambling or taking chances, you have Uranus going through there. That means that you can have some big wins and you can also have some big losses. And so be super careful. It is ruled by that Venus retrograde. That means that at the last minute, there can be a turn of events that puts you in a negative. So if you're doing anything such as day trading or any sort of investing that is really risky or is maybe even dependent on volatility, be careful about that last minute turnabout. So if it's possible, you may just want to step out of risky investments for now and wait till this really unruly energy dissipates. And if you find this really interesting about money in your chart, check out my program on Udemy, How to Find the Hidden Money in Your Chart. There's a link in the description box below. Thank you so much for making it through this video. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.